It's the savvy side of 9 to 5. Listen.
Bueller.
Laugh. And learn.
Negotiation. This is what you do in business.
This is The Focus Group with Tim Bennett.
Staunch.
And John Nash.
Keep your clothes looking neat and clean.
We're all business. Except when we're not.
Hey, welcome to the Focus Group. This is a Focus Group special with the company Jelly Bean. I'm Tim Bennett, as always, with my good friend and co-host John Nash. We're all business except when we're not. Be sure to follow along with us at focusgroupradio.com for all things Focus Group to find the platform of choice you'd like to listen to us on, or you can now also watch us on YouTube. Each week and every Saturday we post new shows, and this is one of the specials that John and I have started doing since we reinvigorated the show. We had the pleasure of heading out to California a couple of weeks ago and visited with Jelly Bean Company, and joining us today on the show, John and I, is John Jamison, who's the Vice President of Retail Operations for Jelly Belly Candy Company, and Jana Sanders Perry, who's the communications manager. And they've also, you can see on the desk here, supplied us with a bunch of different candy. We're going to try out some organic jelly beans.
Propped up.
Things. We're propped up. So welcome to the Focus Group. There they are.
Thank you for having us.
Hi.
Hey, guys. We had such a fun time at Jelly Belly. And for all our listeners and all of you watching on YouTube, one of the most fascinating things that Tim and I often deal with is just learning about businesses that are lots of fun. And candy and confections are right up there, folks. First and foremost, John and Jana, when I was out there, I think I commented that my favorite Jelly Belly product was the sport beans, and I think I called them margarita flavor. And the two of you just kind of looked at me and smiled. Good corporate people all the way through. They just smiled and said, oh, okay. What I really meant to say was lemon lime. It tastes like a margarita.
So they were very polite. How's so when we were out there, you were opening up a new tour. So you're in Fairfield, California, and can you hear us?
Yes.
Yes,
Sorry.
okay. You're a little bit of delay from New York to California. You're in Fairfield, California, and you opened up a new tour for the consumers. How has that been received?
It's been very, very positively received. We've actually had an increase of almost 30% of more people taking the tours since we did our ribbon cutting. It's been a really phenomenal experience for our guests. They have a great time. We have so many new exhibits and elements in the tour that's really created a lot of excitement.
So I'm going to put on my tour hat now, by the way.
I don't have my tour hat. What happened to mine?
I warned Tim that he should save his hat. See, the logo's on the side.
I don't know. Mine must be in my luggage.
I'm a Jelly Belly guy, and you have to wear these hats on the tour. And when you're on the tour, though, Jana and John didn't have to wear these hats. They had nets because they're executives. They have the nets, but we, the tour people, get these hats. And I'd say save the hat.
Okay.
We'll give you a hairnet
Yeah,
next time.
I can certainly supply you with hair nets and beard nets and anything you'd like. But
there were
we
beard
usually wear
nets.
those hair nets. We're out there a little longer than most people.
The great thing about for us on the trip, we were out there for another event for in California, the Napa Sonoma area, and we had said if you were traveling up to that area with kids or without kids, because everybody's a fan of Jelly Belly, that it's a great tour and it's free, which I think is pretty cool. And the thing that my takeaway from the trip was the joy and excitement everybody had that was there, because as John said, who doesn't like candy? But the other thing that I marveled at was how long it actually takes to make a jelly bean.
Yeah,
So
good point.
could you tell us a little bit about the jelly bean as we know it, how long it actually takes before it gets to the store, how long it takes to make?
Absolutely. A lot of people don't realize that it takes between 7 and 14 days to make a Jelly Belly jelly bean, and that's, of course, depending on what flavor it is. There's a lot of work that goes into it. It's candy making, so it can be very temperamental, so our candy makers are experts and they're skilled at their craft and what they do, but it does take between a week and 2 weeks to create that product.
Wow. I had no idea that it took that long. Did you?
I think on the tour you guys mentioned it. I know that the very final part is the kiss. I might be doing that wrong, but that's when the jelly bean gets that little jelly belly thing on it, right?
Yes, yeah, we stamp them with the Jelly Belly logo at the very end, and as they go through the roller, that adds the Jelly Belly logo onto the candy. The candy is lightly kissed with the logo. That's what we say. 'Cause it's a very delicate process.
You know, for the few people that might not be familiar with Jelly Belly, could you give us just a brief history about your time in the U.S. and how popular your candies are around the world?
Yeah, so a lot of people don't realize that our company goes back multiple generations. It's still a family-owned and operated company, and we're tracing the family candy-making roots back to 1869 to a German immigrant great-grandfather who started making candy, and that's candy making legacy. So today we work with the fourth, fifth, and sixth generation of that family here in the business, and we have a lot of company history, especially around candy corn and mellow creams, which are very similar to candy corn, and in the 1960s started dabbling and diversifying with other candies, including jelly beans. In 1976 was the launch of Jelly Belly, and we kind of just took off from there. Ronald Reagan was a huge fan, and he helped bring us to worldwide fame in the 1980s, and we haven't really looked back. We've kept going.
John, I think you mentioned to me on the tour that Ronald Reagan had sent you guys a note because he stopped stopped smoking or something based on Jelly Bellies?
It sounds like it was a pipe smoking habit.
Yes, he loved his licorice. He loved his licorice Jelly Belly beans. And it was one of those things where he'd love to pick out the individual flavors, especially the licorice. That was his favorite.
Right, because back then we were mixing them all up. You couldn't get them in single flavors, so he had to pick out his favorites, and everyone else who was in the California legislature or the White House with him, they were doing that too.
So instead of Shantex, you can use licorice Jelly Bellies.
Jelly beans.
Smoking, I guess.
Now, I put together a little slideshow of our visit. If Ben's going to I think you guys will see that too. We'll put up some pictures of our day at Jelly Belly. It's taken along the tour. We start with their fantastic logo, yummy, yummy jelly beans. Okay. We're going to be sampling. Jana and John were kind enough to send us organic jelly beans. They already sound so healthy, I could have a bag tonight. All right, so here we are in front of, I think that was that blow-up guy out front. There we go. And, there he is. So I think, yeah, above me is the Jelly Belly guy, and somehow I must have flipped that. All right, now, Jana, this was a game on the tour. See our hats? There's Tim in your hat. You got your hat on.
I got the hat on there.
You had to play this game at the end of getting all the jelly beans. It's a lot of fun. This is all around us, by the way, below us, the factories making the jelly beans. And here we are with John and Jana at the very end in front of the candy corn wall. And as a weird surprise, my sister and my niece were getting ready to move back to the East Coast, and they decided they were going to visit Jelly Belly. And my sister sends me a note, and she says, "We're going to Jelly Belly. We're not far from where you guys are staying." And I'm like, "We're in the cafeteria with some pretty cool Jelly Belly people." So she actually stopped by as well. Guys, one of the things we really marveled at with the whole tour was just the passion that you bring to this, to your jobs. And I think I asked you a couple times, and you guys were happy to answer, but you do love going to work every day, don't you?
We do.
Sure thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I think that's one of the coolest things about this industry is, first, we had no idea how complex it was to do all the stuff that you do in making these incredible jelly beans, how popular they are. And then just to be at that facility and see everybody just having a ball. I mean, it's something that you would love to do. Now, John, you were in, you've been in confections for a while, haven't you?
Since 1991.
And is this your favorite?
Company to work for? Absolutely. I've worked for some really, other amazing companies, but Jelly Belly, I've been here almost 14 years, and it's been a wonderful experience for me, and I hope to continue on in my career here at Jelly Belly for a very long time.
Now, guys, you also told us about BellyFlops. So why don't you tell our listeners what a BellyFlop is?
Well, a Jelly Belly BellyFlop can be misshaped. It can be stuck together. It could be too small. It could be too large. And we go through a sorting process where right before, as we talked earlier about the Jelly Belly logo being kissed onto it, right before there, we sort out the wrong shaped beans. So too small, too big, not perfectly shaped, or if they're maybe stuck together. So those come out and those become belly flops, and we sell those for a huge discount here at the Jelly Belly Visitor Center, and also in our visitor center in Wisconsin and all of our Jelly Belly stores.
It's a natural part of the candy making process that you're going to have some candy that just doesn't take the right shape, it sticks together. So we consider those as delicious. And a lot of people love to come here just for the belly flops. I think people enjoy having a giant hunk of a jelly bean to eat, but also I think people get a kick out of the name.
That happens to me when I let them sit in the car too long. They melt
Turn
together.
into belly flops.
We're talking with Jana and John from Jelly Belly. You had sent us a bunch of great samples, and what we wanted to do here is John and I were going to open up the organic jelly beans, which I was wondering, what makes them organic?
what makes
You
them
sent us
organic?
organic jelly beans, and we wanted to try them here while we were with you. What does make them organic?
That's a very good question. We get that a lot, actually. All of our ingredients in that particular jelly bean line are certified USDA organic, and that's a certified USDA organic line. We got certification with our North Chicago factory to produce that organic line, so we're able to bring a lot of really wonderful flavors into this organic market. So probably what you have there, I think, is the assorted bag. Those are 10 assorted fruit flavors.
Wow.
They're a little different. You'll notice when you're chewing them, they probably feel a little different from a jelly bean, and that's because that is a pectin center. It's more of a traditional jelly bean ingredient versus the Jelly Belly jelly beans have a cornstarch center, so a little bit of a different mouth feel, as we say.
They're also not, the shell isn't as hard as a regular one, unless that's my imagination. But they're really intense flavors.
Yes,
Really quite
I mean,
good.
I think they're delicious. I think we use a lot of the organic ingredients differ just slightly from the other ingredients that we'll use for the Jelly Belly line. So you'll probably have just a little bit different of texture experience.
These are fantastic, guys.
The coconut one.
While you're talking, I'm sitting here like yum, I have to try this. These are really great. When you decide to do a product like this, how long, if you backwound the decision making on an organic jelly bean, like how long ago did you decide to pursue this as a new product line?
It does take a long time to bring something like that to the market, and sometimes it depends. It can depend on a number of areas of your supply chain. From your suppliers, can we get the organic ingredients that we need in the quantities that we need them? But then also for us, a huge part of it isn't just sourcing and making sure we have everything that we need to make the candy. A huge part of it is what's the taste? How does it taste to the end consumer. Jelly Belly is known for flavor, and it's known for nailing those flavors, whether it's butter popcorn or berry cherry, or as you know with the Bean Boozled line, maybe it's canned dog food or rotten egg. But with the organic line, we had to make sure that we weren't just bringing an organic jelly bean into the market, but we were bringing something that the Jelly Belly name would be proud to put out there in the market. I'm not sure what the timeline was from start to finish one, but I know that developing different flavors just kind of depends on when we think we get it right. Sometimes they're easy, sometimes they're more difficult, like kiwi or draft beer took quite a while to bring to market. But it just depends on how that taste is working out.
And also for the organic line, it was making sure that our factory was certified to be able to produce organic, and that was quite a process.
Quite an undertaking.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You guys said the other thing that surprised me was the breadth of product that you offer, because obviously there's a retail store at the end of the factory tour. From a retail standpoint, do you have a lot of standalone stores, or are you mostly a fixture or a part of another company or another store sort of thing?
Well, we have our two large visitor centers, one here in Fairfield, California, another one in Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin, back near where our Midwest factory is. All of our Jelly Belly company-owned stores are here in Northern California.
Okay.
But of course, we sell to 10,000 plus candy stores throughout the country, and a lot of other unique venues, large firms, small firms. So it's quite a big assortment of locations.
Jelly Belly jelly beans are a gourmet product, so you'll find them a lot in specialty candy shops. You'll find them in gift stores, and then you'll find them at your grocery store and the drugstore. They're something that a lot of people enjoy and ask for, and so we have some really wonderful distribution with a lot of our retailers, both national and then at the more specialty level.
And the most popular flavor, can we guess? Is it still cherry? What's your most popular flavor?
It is
very cherry.
Very.
Very cherry. And what about you both, John and Jana? Do you have favorite flavors?
We do, yes, and it will differ. Or at least I think it differs a little bit because you go through phases. But I love cantaloupe. I think that one's fantastic, and I also love pina colada.
And mine used to be orange sherbet, and especially when you took two orange sherbet and one French vanilla, it turned into a creamsicle. But my most favorite flavor right now is actually our newest flavor. It's pancakes and maple syrup.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh my God, guys! The sea has parted. So you sent us. That bag is gone now, right?
Well, we were going to have the bag here to sample, but we ate it.
I was going to ask about it.
Yeah.
We ate it before we came online. Everyone in the studio ate it.
Everybody that's in the studio that's come through that door has sampled pancakes and maple syrup, and to a T, they're all like, "This tastes just like pancakes and maple syrup." It's amazing.
Which
yeah.
So,
thank you.
But you sent us a bunch of other things, and so what we're going to do here on the focus group is during our regular broadcast, once in a while, sample some of the different flavors. You sent us another pack of organics and various other different packs of citrus flavored things and licorice and so forth. But the one big box here, we had the pleasure.
Carol Merrill.
You can do Carol Merrill. We had the pleasure of having lunch with Jana and John, and talked about Bean Boozled. Can you explain to the listeners what Bean Boozled is? And we're going to implement it here on the focus group.
Yes, Bean Boozled is a game in which you have 10 pairs of lookalike flavors, and the whole reason that people have really grabbed onto this is because it's such a social experience, because one of those flavors in the pair could be a delicious Jelly Belly jelly bean flavor, and the other could be something that you wouldn't necessarily want to eat. So, for example, buttered popcorn looks exactly like rotten egg, and strawberry banana smoothie looks exactly like dead fish. So there's this really wonderful thing happening online with a lot of YouTube videos, and we're seeing a lot of people sharing this with their friends and family and really getting the kick out of having a different type of flavor experience.
Well, one of the flavors, Tutti Frutti or Stinky Socks, which I'm a little bit concerned with. I will say that I tried, I opened up one and I tried the lawn cuttings versus lime, and I got to tell you, the lawn cuttings was quite good. I actually enjoyed it.
People do actually like that one.
Well, I thought, I didn't think I was being boozled on that. But you had said that you had a dirt flavor that somebody had actually really enjoyed.
One of our favorite stories from that weekend. Oh my God!
So, but what we want to do here on the focus group is
you didn't tell the dirt story.
You want to tell us? You want to tell us the dirt story?
Oh, well, I happened to be in our one of our stores, and in walked in this woman who was about 8 months pregnant, and that her doctor had sent her to Jelly Belly to buy dirt flavored Jelly Belly beans, and she said, "Do you carry these?" And of course I said, "Yes, we do." And I said, "Would you like to try one?" So I walked her over to the sample bar and I gave her one of our Jelly Belly beans that were dirt flavored. And she ate it, and she said, "Oh, this is perfect." She says, "I would like a pound of it." And I said, "Sure, be happy to get you a pound of it." So I took her over to the bin, and I helped the guest, and I said, "May I ask you, why you're interested in a one pound of dirt Jelly Belly beans? And she said, well, I've been craving, I grew up on a farm, and I've been craving dirt, and I've been eating potting soil. And my doctor said that it probably wasn't a good idea
Potting soil.
to eat potting soil because there might be fertilizer in there, so you might like the Jelly Belly beans that are dirt flavored. So I said, well, that's interesting. I said, so do you live out on a farm now? She says, no, I just live a few miles away in the suburbs. And I said, do you like freshly cut grass? And she says, I do. So at that point, I gave her a lawn clipping. And she says, I'll take a quarter pound of that too. So that was a very, very funny story around Bean Boozled that I was able to hear by myself, and I can tell you that it's true.
I love it. When we were doing the tour with you guys, and I have to thank you again for a very fun day.
I don't see dirt on here.
Mine might say it.
Do you still make dirt?
I don't think that's that. We do still make it. I don't think it's in the current lineup in Bean Boozled though. I think
It's not in our 4th edition.
Yeah, it's not in the 4th edition. Which
So when we were on the tour and this came up, Tim and I instantly had one of those light bulb things like, oh my God, we should do this for every guest that comes on the show. So that's going to be our plan going forward. Or we had to gauge that.
Before we start the interview, you got to get
Bean Boozled, and I
Jelly
think that's a good icebreaker. Hopefully they get a flavor they like. I mean,
I got to tell you, I had spoiled milk, and
Tim came in today.
I could not get the taste out of my mouth. But some of the other ones I thought were interesting. Like
that's good to hear. I think that's great.
I guess
great to
you
hear.
did something right
I
then.
mean, imagine a milk carton where you're pouring it. It's coming out like looks like cottage cheese.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the kind of spoiled milk that we're looking to produce. And I think we did a good job of it.
Yeah. Well, then that's the whole thing is we're accurate with our flavors, whether they're delicious or weird. So glad that paid off for you.
I actually brought. Bob wanted. My other half wanted root beer, which I brought him I think it was like a pound of root or a half a pound back, and then I picked up a champagne, which I love the champagne flavor. I think these organics might be mine. I think we're gonna be eating jelly beans for quite some time.
My luggage was overweight, by the way. When I was flying back through SFO, my luggage was over by 2 pounds. I said I was at Jelly Belly, so they let me through. Delta didn't charge me extra for my luggage. So.
They were kind, yeah.
Oh, that's good. I mean, a lot of people don't. They're heavy when you pack in suitcases and you're taking them back to your family. They get to be pretty heavy.
Yes, they do.
All right, folks, we're going to keep you abreast of everything that goes on with Bean Boozled moving forward because, as I said, this is going to be an institutional thing we're going to start putting into place with our guests to get them kind of. I think it's just going to be very funny. Tim and I are we're going to gauge that one. Like, are they going to be fun? Are they not going to be fun? But we've been talking to John Jamison and Jana Saunders Perry, both from the Jelly Belly factory out in California. If you are in the area, I urge you to take the brand new factory tour. We were lucky enough to see it the day before the ribbon cutting, and it's a ball. I had a ball. Now, if you're lucky enough to have John and Jana take you around, then you're going to have you're going to have an exceptional time, but then it's going to be over the top. Because if you have these two who can tell you everything you're looking at, every process you're looking at.
We didn't even get to do the chocolate pairings. So
that's another thing you got. Yeah.
We'll be going back next time we go.
Well, good. We would love to have you guys back anytime you're in town. Please give us a call. Let us know.
Well, we're going to keep you updated on how this goes with Bean Boozled. So I want to thank you both. So it's the focus group, John Nash with Tim Bennett. This is our Jelly Belly special. Guys, these are the best jelly beans, and I do love their candy corn, too.
Get that around Halloween.
Halloween time. Thanks, guys. And it's been the Focus Group special Jelly Belly show. Tune in on Saturday for our normal show. And that's about it. So thank you.